Alright, I figured I'd kind of hop on here and just make a little small video. Because, I've been working with the house, working on other stuff, working with Zaxby's, kind of juggling a bunch of things at once. And, it's first night in a while I've been out kind of late. So I went and got food, just sat in silence. And just sat at one of my favorite spots, kind of overlooking Paradise Valley. It's up in the hills with all the mansions and everything. It's a great spot. And, I was sitting up there just, talking to God and just saying how grateful I am, how blessed I am to be fortunate enough to be in this position. Nonetheless, be surrounded by great people and have a great family, X, Y, and Z, because a lot of people don't have what I have. And for me, it's kind of hard because I'm always looking for more. I'm always wanting more. Not really taking a step back and realizing what I have. Because a lot of people wish they could be where I'm at, and yet I'm not okay with where I'm at. A lot of people don't have parents, happy parents or whatever. A lot of people don't have friends that support them, A lot of people don't have the ability to be in the position that I am in today. So every now and then, I want more. I'm pushing for more. But I kind of reel myself back in and just understand that I'm very, 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 very blessed to be where I'm at today. Of course, I work to get here. Nonetheless, I work to get to where I'm at today, And that's how I'm able to be in the position that I'm in today. So, as grateful as I am, as blessed as I am, I work to get here. I sacrificed a lot of things. I lost a lot of friends. I got into tough places with my own family. I walked out of my job and I had no income for 6 months, and used all my money that I had in savings, and I took the risk. I didn't know if it was going to work. I didn't know if I was going to make it or if I was going to survive another month. Granted, I was living with my parents at the time, so I didn't have the burden of having to pay rent or kind of mortgage. So, but I worked to get here. And you've heard me say it many times, if you just put your head down and just work and grind and, block out all the noise, block out all the distractions, block out all the people that are hating on you and saying you can't do it, and just take the risk and take the leap, your life can drastically change, But anyways, back on topic here. Just taking the time to sit with myself and understand in the position that I'm in, it's a position I used to pray about. I'm in a place that I used to aspire to be in, and I'm not even in like a crazy position. I don't have the things that I have or want. I'm not the person I want to be yet. I'm just doing a lot better mentally, physically, financially than I was, 6 months ago. Like, the fact in the span of 6 to 8 months, my life has completely changed. And it's made me realize that I'm about to go on a generational run here. And that I don't really truly comprehend or understand the fact that what I'm about to build, what I'm about to do in these next 2 years alone is going to forever change me, my families, my close friends. It's going to change my life. And when you're chasing something day in, day out, you're tired, but you're enjoying it. You're enjoying the adrenaline of just doing the things that you're working towards. Right now things are slow. There's a lot of tedious stuff that I'm doing, and I'm not really making any big moves. I mean, the house is moving along phenomenally. Zaxby's is, there's been some stall points where with corporate I've been having to sign stuff, and pick out spots, but we just signed a deal with that, so that's slowly but surely moving. But it's hard to understand the fact about where I'm about to be and the things I am about to do. It's hard to comprehend, I overlook it so much. A lot of times I try to stop and just understand and take a step back that, hey, you're doing great, Drake. You're going to be in a completely different position in the next year or two. You're going to be like in a position you never thought you'd be in this kind of time frame, man. Granted, I've been at this for 3 years. And, time starts to fly by. The last 6 months have really flown by. And it's been tough at some moments. It's been, I've been anxious, I've been sad, I've been, happy. There's just a whole mixture of emotions. And I think nights like this where I'm alone and I take the time to really be in silence, be in solitude, sit with my thoughts, plan, just project vision, become a visionary and plan stuff out, is when I really truly understand the things that I've done, the possibilities that I have, and like I said, the generational run I'm about to go on. This is where it all begins. These videos that I'm going to look back on, that, whoever is following this, his journey is going to be watching. These are timestamps of the beginning, and this is only the beginning. To think about the small wins, the big wins that I've been getting in the past couple months are nothing compared to what's about to go on. Nothing compares to the life, the business, the family, just becoming a better person in general, just where I'm going to be at. And I keep saying this over and over again because it's really hard for me, because I could sit here and understand that where I'm going to be is just in such a crazy position, and, understanding that the person I'm going to be, the finances, and like I've said, like all the materialistic stuff, the cars, the houses, those are just small ticket items. But guess what? I'm looking forward to it. Just the more I talk about it, the more I kind of understand, but don't at the same time, about the true potential that is I have. And I mean, I'm not disregarding my potential. Let me word that better. Just understanding the true journey, the true process that I'm going to be going through. It's going to be tough, it's not going to be all sunshine and rainbows. I never walked into this expecting it to be easy. I always prepare myself for the worst possible thing, because that's just how I am. I like to plan stuff out, plan for the worst, and understand what's going to happen if this happens, and plan for that, and kind of turn stuff over my head and just make plans. But, like, I could talk about it, I could think about it, but to truly sit here and manifest and understand what I'm about to do, it's going to be crazy, and I could talk the talk, but I got to walk the walk at the end of the day. And, if you're a close friend of mine, or if you're someone from the future that's going to be looking back at these videos, or even myself, my future self, Drake here, you're going to be looking at this video and just be blown away. Just knew that it was going to happen. Understanding where you started and where you came from. Staying rooted to understand that you were destined for this. And I don't want to sit here and glaze me the whole time, but this is just what's on the dome right now for me. And, like I said previously, if you can just lock in, it's not necessarily, I'll put it this way, you can find one thing that you love, get good at it, but don't stick to that. You got to really spread yourself out to make different kinds of money, because if you stick to one thing, you might be the best at it, but there's always going to be someone better than you. So if you're able to make enough money, you can delegate that and pay that person who's better than you at that thing to run your business, and then you'll make even more money. So then you have more time on your hands to go do something else, start another business, invest, whatever it may be. But you can do this stuff. You know, I mean, shit, it took me 3 years. Could take you 1 year. Could take you 2 years. You know, but it's possible, you know. You've probably heard it from other people, but this is coming from me, a kid that at one point was so lost and had no idea where the hell I was going in life. You know, get in trouble with the law. You know, barely passed high school. Almost didn't pass. Didn't go to college. I'm basically the first kid in my family to not go to college. Everyone in my family has gone to college but me. It's all doable. No matter where you're at, what position you're in, just try. You know? Because I would hate, and I bet you would hate, if you had all these plans, all these ideas, and you regret doing them. You're on your deathbed. You know, you're just sitting there with regrets. You're 30, 50, 60 years old, working a dead-end job. No, hey, we need those W-2s, though. We need those W-2s. So if that's what you find, that's what you love, so be it. I don't think those people would be watching this video anyways. So I'm not trying to hate here, but take the leap, man. If I can do it, you can do it too.